I'm the product owner for WorkItOut, which is an app that is essentially, in the long run, going to be a rostering app for part-time / casual-based workplaces with a lot of different shifts going on. So in our team, we have myself, I'm the product owner, Chris. We have Omri as Scrum Master. We have Daniel, Tony, Danica, and Donna. So what I was working on was the database for the app, which was a pretty tough task. We underestimated it a lot at first. We actually only had it down as 21 story points on our Trello, which we now laugh at because we realized it was the most difficult task we had in the entire thing. I think we completely underestimated how much we were going to struggle with learning Kotlin and how much it changed between Java and this new language, as well as figuring out exactly the structure we were going to use for the database, as well as what languages and libraries we were going to use. On the topic of libraries, I did find a library online called Exposed, which was just a GitHub repository made by a couple cool dudes up at JetBrains, which essentially was a framework to combine Kotlin and SQL. We had planned as a group to use that because it would essentially wipe out some of that learning process that we were so nervous about. Because essentially it would get rid of using SQL entirely. But towards the very end of the sprint, I'd say probably day 11 or 12, we decided that Exposed was just not going to work. It was too much to learn and try and work around between database handlers and things, yada yada. So we eventually scrapped it, and we've just used a basic MySQL, SQLite type thing.
Hey, my name's Omri, and I'm the Scrum Master for WorkItOut. For the past 9 weeks, we've been working on the WorkItOut app, and my user story was to be able to see the availability of the employees from an employer point of view. In addition to that, I also worked a lot on the menu page and what that would look like, and the GUI of the entire application. Initially, we wanted to do a sidebar, but because we underestimated how much we will need to work on other aspects of the project, we decided to just go for a full activity and then later cut it into a sidebar. A huge obstacle we had was actually getting the Android Studios set up on all of our computers and all of our devices. We found that every time one of us fixed an issue, someone else would have a new one, so that really delayed our entire schedule and put us behind track, but we managed to catch up since then, and now we're just going full force and we are going to complete an awesome app, and we can't wait to finish it.
Okay, so I'm Daniel. I am one of the developers for our project. For me, at the start of the sprint, I started off by getting the GitHub sorted out, which none of us had ever done before. So we kind of realized that it was it was complicated. There was a lot of features that we had to grasp, like the whole committing, pushing, pulling, and then just kind of figuring out how it all kind of works on the GitHub when we add stuff, when we take stuff off. So that at the start of sprint took a bit of time. It was just sort of one of the hurdles that we had to overcome. Once I got that done, I worked on the concept arts for the screens and what we wanted them to look like, which took a little bit of time, but Omri helped me with that. And then once that was done, I started on my first user story, which was, as a user, I would like to have a robust, easy to use GUI to interact with the program. So for that, we started off by just getting a basic layout. Once that was done, I started working on the calendar screen. So with that one, I was adding the calendar into it. For this user story, we feel that we did complete it. In saying that though, we do think that there will be more user stories coming from it later on as we dive into the specific screens of what we want. So I feel that for now it is completed how we like it, but there will be more to do later on in the following sprint.
My name is Donna Kim. I'm a developer in this team, and my user story was to make a page for users to log into the app within using the database account name and the password. So as the app is started, the app will splash out the splash page with showing our WorkItOut team, and then we'll show the login page. Within the validation, it'll check if the username and the password are filled in, and with the login button, it'll link to database checkup, and then we'll move on to the main page. In the sprint, what I faced while I was doing my work was linking to the database within the password. So the passwords are not actually, the password parts are not actually completed, since it's not encrypted as much as we thought. So it's now stored into string way, and we are just logging things are done with just taking the string of the password and put it in the GUI app. So that one is not completed. We'll have to think about that more later.
Hi, I'm Danica. I'm one of the developers of our project, and my user story is, as a user, I would like to be able to add or edit my availability so that the app can automatically create a roster. And since we underestimated the time it would take to create the database, I wasn't able to fully work on it and wasn't able to complete it for the sprint. So instead of sitting around, I created a page for the availability, so the user can interact with it, and so the customer what is it the client can see how we envision the app to work. So since the main function of this app is to create an app based on the employee's availability, we're trying to look up for algorithms that we would be able to use in creating everything.
Hi, I'm Tony. I'm a developer of the team. This is a mobile application for employee to arrange their part-time jobs. In the application, there are some user stories, and I'm in the charge of one. My user story is described to fit the arrangement of a company for employee in weekdays. The user story is implemented in the following process in Android Studio with Kotlin. In the first stage, GUI is well designed, and it includes several activities and buttons and text views. After that, when employee clicks the button of Fill My Job, the activities will switch from the page of the menu to the page of Fill My Work, and then to the page of weekdays information. Following that, the application can fetch and update the information, working information from SQLite database. Now this is my job, and after this, I will do some upscale about SQLite database, and this my job is very important for our app. Thank you.